Friendship.
Hey, we are live. Hey, and I gotta hear this favor. We gotta get this live. Let's see what this favor is. Oh my gosh. Come on, punk. Don't have us waiting, baby. Just tell us the favor. Just tell us the favor. 44. Yo, I hope y'all are where I'm at because this is about to be insane. Oh, okay. You talking to Paul Heyman directly, y'all. Talking to Paul Heyman. We got to be live with y'all. We got to be with the people. What up, NTL? New member. Salute, good brother. That's about to be some stuff going on. Luffy with the pull up. What up? I'm trying to catch this. You're gonna catch this live. Oh, oh. Look at this history. What is Punk about to say?
You'll be fine. And I said, I'm sorry I made this about me. Do you remember this, Paul? I said, what can I
Come on, y'all. Chat. What is this favor we about to hear?
WrestleMania? Force them to deal with us.
Uh-oh. To deal with us.
I'm going to force you out of your comfort zone. I'm going to force you to deal with us.
Uh-oh. Mike McCullough, what up, good brother? Look at Paul Heyman's face. Look at his face, y'all.
You're a wise man. My best friend. Oh,
That's it? Look at Seth Rollins. He's laughing. Seth Rollins laughing. Seth Rollins laughing.
that's the favor.
Roman
Said he loves me, right? He needs me. What?
woman laughed.
He wouldn't. He's my tribal chief.
Mm. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Seth Rollins' face is gold. Look at Seth Rollins when they get it's gold. I think they're putting too much stock in this third. I thought the favorite would have been a little bit more, but hey, no need to walk it down for months and months and months. Let's deal with it at WrestleMania. Damn, Paul Heyman deserves an Oscar, y'all. Look at Paul. Paul Heyman about to cry. Paul Heyman look exacerbated. Paul Heyman look. Are you trying?
You better.
Oh my God. Am I? Oh my God. What an idiot. I know. I not. I know. Face ID. Face ID. Face ID. Come on. Now it doesn't know my face. Now it doesn't know my face. Play. Just play. Just play. Just play. Just play. It's loading. It gives me a commercial. Only on mine. Only on mine. Only mine can do this. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, I, how long are these commercials? Oh, okay. We back. I'm not even touching the phone now. I'm not even gonna touch it. Don't even touch him. Because, God, dog, I almost had a heart attack in this. Ooh,
Tell him no.
oh, tell him no. Tell him no. Ladies and gentlemen, looks like CM Punk has a manager in his corner for WrestleMania. Seth Rollins dying laughing. I ain't gonna touch my phone to show y'all. Y'all can see it. If y'all see it, I see it. We see it. Ooh, go to GTS on Rump. GTS to Roman Reigns. Oh, it's Punk and Rollins staring off, baby. Who said this shouldn't be the main event? Woo! Nah, he couldn't say no to Punk. Man, oh man, oh man. Oh, this face off with Seth Rollins and Punk. Selling, yo, Luffy, Roman Reigns selling his A1 is he just put Roman Reigns to sleep on SmackDown. All right, and that's the end of that. I don't care about these little cartoon alien people coming down from space. I don't know what show that is. Shout out to them. All right, we are in the building. Oh my gosh, what a nice little SmackDown. I'm gonna ask y'all first. What y'all thought of SmackDown? How you think of SmackDown? Was SmackDown everything you wanted and more? Was they a little weak with it? I I had it pretty good. I had it pretty strong. Finally, the favor, Mike. Are we happy with what the favor is? You know, I thought personally this was gonna get drugged down the road, long term storytelling, and it would have came up to force CM Punk to get a title shot or something with Roman. I always felt like Roman's gonna get that title back at some point, and CM Punk will be able to easily get a shot because of the Paul Heyman ordeal. Whatever. That's obviously not what we got. The favor, as it turns out, is for CM Punk to have Paul Heyman in his corner at WrestleMania and not be counsel to Roman Reigns, the tribal chief. Uh, how does that impact it? Does it change the outlook for y'all? Right? For me, no. It makes Roman extra mad. However, this brings Solo back home to Roman for Mania. Um, there's a couple things I made a comment. I don't know where it is on what recap was it live, was it the weekly? WWE storytelling is all over the place. This man fought for Ulafala ever since he came back at SummerSlam. It's been about the OTC getting the bloodline, and now there's no bloodline. He doesn't wear an Ulafala at all since he won it on the crowning episode of Monday Night Raw on Netflix. He hasn't worn the Ulafala that he won after all of that storyline. So I thought that was weird. He does still do the acknowledgement, right? So good. However, what up, NTL? Good look. Salute, brother, on becoming a member. Uh memberships, that goes with the YouTube channel. That is a YouTube exclusive, so you will get things early. Right now there's the next near fall, which I don't know if you all remember the near fall that I put in a poll. The near fall was a couple of options, but one was a match type, and the match was Brett or Sean. Why didn't we get that at WrestleMania 13? And how would we have gotten it? Because if you remember, now that's all I'm gonna say. That 1997 Royal Rumble was won by Stone Cold Steve Austin officially, right? So if he's the winner of WrestleMania, I mean, he's the winner of the Royal Rumble. How do you get to, Sean had I check the near fall when it drops. I think it's gonna drop next week. But I doubt it's gonna be this weekend because I got a lot of I got very sidetracked with work. Miss Awesome Saucy talking spicy. Yes, we are back to the lives. We only will do on Monday and Friday. We're gonna check out Tuesday, see how the landscape works because it does get very, 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 very taxing, especially with job schedules, kids, families. If y'all haven't seen the latest episode of Raising Canaan, you know what I mean? The podcast chief is on that episode. I won't say where, so go ahead, tap in, tune in. He was definitely on that. And there's some other goodies. We'll talk about them later. But let's get back to this WWE SmackDown. Hell of a SmackDown. Yo, Vinny, what up? My cousin Vinny, he has SmackDown as an 8 out of 10. On that note, good brother, Mr. Sippable is in the building. We are gonna tap in with you. That favor was anticlimactic, basic as hell. I absolutely agree. I can't say that. I like to say it was bad though. I wouldn't, but it was basic, really basic. I expected WWE to go a little bit more with that, but I think they didn't want to drag it out. I said they were going to. It was going to wait till Roman gets a championship match or something or a belt. No, they're going to do this all at Mania. They're going to put the stakes all at Mania. Um, So that's interesting. So now we know what the favor is, and it's CM Punk will walk out and have Paul Heyman in his corner. Roman Reigns is not like that. Roman Reigns, for his effort, got put to sleep with the GTS. And Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins watched and laughed. I think this match, with what Seth was saying, Seth was saying Roman always gets outfoxed, right? He always gets outfoxed. He always gets outdone. He always takes things for granted, like the cash in. Seth Rollins alluded to 2 times Roman Reigns got done dirty. WrestleMania with the cash in, Money in the Bank. So keep this in mind, right? Because this all have to do with Seth Rollins. The second time was last year. And then he's alluding to whatever favor that CM Punk has. But I think that is foreshadowing. Seth Rollins has already done a deal. Because one, Seth Rollins knows Paul Heyman ain't going to be able to go back to Roman after this. He knows it. Roman's not going to accept you. You saw Roman's face? Did you see Roman's face tonight? He said, let this man down easy. You know what I mean? I mean, he didn't do it. Roman, snapped. Roman's still in the heel persona, whether he's loved by the crowd or not. His tactics, his antics, how he handles, how he answers questions, how he displays himself is all in the heel. So he never changed character no matter how much the fans loved him. But just keep that in mind, right? CM Punk probably ain't gonna be able to keep Paul Heyman for the simple fact that you're loved, but Paul genuinely you see him crying. He doesn't want anything bad to happen to Roman, which means there's only one guy you can go to because you ain't gonna be able to go back to either, and that is Seth Rollins. And that's why I think Seth Rollins brought up 2 times where Roman got done greasy. But yet they both had to do with Seth Rollins. Seth, this has nothing to do with you, right? Or on the surface, we think that. And that's what I think. I think I mean, why even pop out tonight, right? Like, think about that. Why pop out if you're Seth Rollins? I just want to hear what the favor is. No, you didn't even know that was gonna happen tonight, right? Like in storyline mode, that came up because of a conversation with Paul Heyman and CM Punk in the river flow of conversation. So why was Seth Rollins there? Unless he knows something. Inside information. And I'm not talking about WWE script behind it. Yeah, I got that. I'm talking about as far as how we're supposed to believe the storyline. I think Seth Rollins will get the turn, a very Paul Bearer, Undertaker, Mankind type of turn when Paul Heyman goes with Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins walks out the winner, the architect, the visionary. I hope, but I don't know because I didn't see this coming. So I think Roman goes away after Mania for a bit till the Rock story progresses next year. I wouldn't doubt that, brother. And that was NTL, our new member, as you see. Uh, I wouldn't doubt that because again, Roman has been doing a lot of no showing, not no showing. No showing is when you advertise when you don't show up. Roman has been doing a lot of not being on television, not really being around. Now, remember, he does have the leukemia situation. He might be looking to go on to whatever is next for him, and I don't, if, I don't know if what that entails is going to be why Roman's not around as much. I just know that. What up? What up? What up? What up?
Was good.
Uh, chilling, chilling. What up, Polo? I do think that Roman's absence, you know what I'm saying, is a thing that after WrestleMania, it'll probably be normal. Roman might show up once a month, until he gets a storyline that they
Yeah,
push.
that's what they do now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, don't just dial up the numbers and start appearing every week after Mania. I'm just going off of what NTL said. You know what I'm saying? I just don't expect it. Roman just has done less and less and less since he lost that title. And if they put the title on him, maybe he picks up because he'll need to do TV appearances to keep Smackdown brand where it was before he lost
Put the
it.
title on them, win, because this match ain't for a title.
Well, they have plenty of time to put. They can put him on the SummerSlam. They can put on him any, depending on how the John Cena Cody shapes
Bro,
up.
Roman Reigns is
Then
not a full-time wrestler. He hasn't been a full-time wrestler in 4 years.
Roman was going crazy when he first. Remember COVID? That was all him. Shit, he was like the only full time wrestler. And then he stopped. And when he stopped, the brother stopped. The brother
Everybody do
said,
their best when they first get the job. You know that, Jerry?
"Yeah, but I don't want Rollins to win. Punk needs to win more. I wouldn't say any of them need a WrestleMania win more than the other. They all really need it. Had a down year. He came back. I mean, he hasn't had many matches. And some of the matches he's had, he's lost. He hasn't had but 5 matches since last WrestleMania. War Games, him versus Solo. Um, he was in the Royal Rumble. There's 3. I can't. I'm already struggling. Like shit. Where else? Because he be popping out. But I'm talking about matches. Um, I think he had another one with Solo at some point. I think he had two with Solo.
He had
He
two.
won one.
They had two cage matches, I believe, because they lost the one. Remember the OG Bloodline lost, and then that's when they brung
And they
in
won War Games.
Punk. Yeah, so yeah,
And they won War
I've
Games.
said
Yeah.
that since Roman has come back, he's never looked this weak. And now that if you're taking Paul away from him with the favor, I think unless they completely stripping Roman down and he just become like a juggernaut, one man wrecking crew, then cool. But if not, you just taking away more and more of what made Roman Reigns Roman Reigns.
Yeah, the Tribal Chief act was really put over the top. Paul Heyman was the cherry, and I would say the icing too, that really did it for that character. So, not saying Roman can't do it solo. Not saying that. However, Roman's best work is with Paul Heyman. Like, I don't think anyone's going to dispute that. Um, I see this being a Seth Rollins thing. I see Seth Rollins taking Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman takes. Here's another thing. Whoever's in the corner that Paul Heyman has, not just WrestleMania, but period, they go far. They become the guy. And if they're not the guy, they're the
I
second
don't
guy.
think Paul would really enhance Seth's character. Really,
Well, everything about Seth, it would be a good look for Seth, and you need a good heel.
I don't think
There's not
so.
many. You don't think so? With
I
what?
don't think Paul would enhance Seth Rollins at all.
I think he definitely because one now Seth ain't really got to talk. He's the architect. He's the visionary, right? He's done all that self promotion himself. Now, if he has a guy who can, Paul Heyman is a genius.
But that's what I'm
You
saying.
know what I
He
mean?
did the self promotion and it worked, right? Seth is a multi-time champ. Like Seth has been in some big stories.
So
Punk
is Brock Lesnar.
became a Paul Heyman guy when they were about to fire Punk. Punk wasn't made. Like we just said, Paul Heyman got Roman over as a single. Seth has been over already. I don't see the enhancement. That's me personally.
Well, I compare it a little bit to because Seth doesn't do. So Seth gets pissed like his CM Punk promos. Excellent, excellent, top notch. But you bring in a guy like Paul Heyman to Seth Rollins, you'll see that turnaround become like what happened to Brock Lesnar, where Seth doesn't have to talk; he has to show up for the matches, and he's outwitting his opponents. Like, where are you? Where is Paul Heyman? Seth jumped him in the back, or Seth does this, or Seth is put something into effect, or he has got a contract with you for a match. And Paul Heyman and then Seth doing that stupid ass laugh. I could see. I feel like it's easy, right? And to do it at WrestleMania is super easy because Paul Heyman, he's not gonna be able to stay with Punk after this because Roman's gonna hunt him down, and he can't go back to Roman because Roman's CM Punk is
I
gonna.
just don't see it. I just don't see it because I just don't see it. I don't know where it would enhance Seth, but and the only fear for Seth, I don't know if people will take him really serious in that type of menacing role because of how goofy
I don't
he's
think you
been
use
the
him for a minute.
past few years. He's been like goofy. Like goofy is in the sense of his outfits, his not, you know what I'm saying? He's damn near not a comedic wrestler, but he has a weird aesthetic that's gonna be hard to shake unless he just goes straight suits and straight hair and you know what I'm saying?
No, I don't think he has to do any of that. I don't see any of that. Uh, with Seth and Paul, you know, Brock Lesnar was a guy who wore the underwear tights. You know what I mean? Couldn't talk on the mic, super over, had classic matches and everything. But the enhancement was turning it into Suplex City, long hair, grow your hair out, don't do this, don't do that anymore. We're changing your look. Paul Heyman can definitely do that. Paul Heyman's already behind the scenes doing that for wrestlers. They just don't, they just
I
don't
just don't
come. He
see it with
doesn't
Seth.
walk them
I'm
out.
not. I'm
But remember, he's not gonna walk Seth out to be menacing. Oh no, he'll have Seth talking about he's the greatest wrestler, he's the greatest in ring performer, and that will be how he is. You don't get a chance to get in a ring with a guy of this caliber and blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Because that's how you got to market Seth. Seth is your new age Shawn Michaels. Seth is your new age Bret Hart. Seth is that type of wrestler, and that's what Paul Heyman would market him to be. You don't have the skills to get in there with him. You don't have the genius intellect. Paul Heyman will use a different vocabulary. Paul Heyman can adapt, baby. Like that's what we've seen him do. He's the guy who brought us WC or ECW. You know, I see it. I see it very easily. And let's see what happens at WrestleMania though. Very interesting.
hey, I'm eventually always right.
And- What?
Wasn't Curtis Axel with Paul Heyman?
Not that I remember on top of my head.
Chat, correct me if I'm wrong. I think Paul can't get everybody over. I just don't think Seth needs it. That's all.
Whether he needs it or not, the WWE is gonna keep them storylines because they put a lot into some storylines, and there's other things
Then
that
the fans got to receive it too. That's the thing. So I don't know.
we'll see how
Back to
we'll see how it
chat.
goes.
Chat. What y'all think? Would Paul Heyman enhance or make Seth Rollins more of a interesting, what would we say, figure character, or would that be a
Would
good
he
move for his
enhance the
career
character?
at this point? I think Seth Rollins is a Hall of Fame already, though.
Oh, he's definitely no argument for me on that, brother.
So,
Ooh, let's talk about well, if you ain't got nothing, 'cause we can always swing back or we can stay here because I definitely want to talk.
hey, I'm following your
There's
lead, brother.
Ray Phoenix has arrived. Ray Phoenix has arrived. They put him in there with Nathan Frazier. I have my reservations about that.
You
But
had to
I
put
didn't.
him in there with Frazier. You had to put him in there with somebody that can keep up with him. But it's bullshit that you gotta use Frazier as enhancement talent.
Yeah, that's like okay. So you
because Frazier
we
Frazier been cooking on NXT for the past year, cooking. Grandma in the kitchen on Sunday after church cooking. You hear me? Frazier been cooking, and this is how he gets introduced to more eyes being enhancement talent. But you got to put people in the ring with Ray Phoenix that can hang with Ray Phoenix.
absolutely. I just hate it had to be him, but I mean, in another aspect, he got shine tonight, right? Because he got to come on SmackDown and do his thing and look good. And but I just like, man, did you just do that and then we don't see him on SmackDown no more? I don't know, but
Exactly. He'll be back in NXT wrestling with Axiom, or
yeah, and
maybe Phoenix wrestles Axiom next week, and that's how we get Fraxium on SmackDown.
on SmackDown that would be
1 week at a
fire, but
time.
that's not fire. That'd be fire, and it's not fire. But like, yeah, I thought it was a good match, bro. I think this too. We
Shout
had
out
that
to all the water
conversation.
snobs out there. Everybody that's like, what's your preferred brand of water? I just want to know. Random, Archie called to get random at times. I drink a lot of water. Any water recommendations, or what's y'all best, favorite
I got
water?
one for you, bro. You ever drink Voss?
I used to drink Voss years ago. Voss used to be $10
I
a
don't even know
bottle
if
in
it's
a
still
club.
around.
You talk about the glass bottles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Voss was like exquisite water. Like
They
I
told
had
us it was exquisite. We don't know what it was.
you're right. You're right. We just
Polo
believed it from
said,
the
okay,
bottom.
Polo. See, Void, Debbie Void, where was you a few weeks ago? Because that was my argument. HP said keep Penta and Ray away from each other. I said make them a tag, and that was a team I mentioned, Fraxium. They would cook.
That's one match. I'm not denying that. That would cook.
Street
Go back to the
Profits,
argument. Nah, it's not gonna cook like it's not gonna cook. You can't do
the
Street
new
Pro.
Czech
It'll
Republic,
cook it.
Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne.
That's not even a tag team in WWE right now.
Well, it was just overseas, but shit, I don't know. The Creed
I,
brothers,
here, my no, nope.
the Creed brothers and the
WWE,
Lucha brothers would go crazy.
yeah, but here's what it really is. In order to cook, you can cook where the crowd sees it and they go, "Oh shit!" Fraxium and Lucha Bros, 100%. Street Profits and them will cook in a different way. I hope because styles make fights, and they are a big, powerful tag team. I think it would cook though. But the tag division is not that good, and you're bringing this hot tag team in, which then cools them off.
It
It's
don't
gonna
gotta
cool
be
them.
good if it's just a showcase.
Listen. We've watched we watched Motor City Machine Guns have great matches, and guess what? Their stock is getting lower and lower each week.
Here's the
So don't
difference,
think
though.
one tag team
Here's
is
the
gonna come
difference,
in here.
HP.
What's the difference?
The WWE
What's
universe had no interest in the Motor City Machine Guns. People are excited about Penta and Phoenix.
time,
People were waiting for this. They could care
time out,
less about the Motor City
time out,
Machine Guns, and that's sad
time out,
because the Motor City Machine Guns are high caliber wrestling talent.
time out. Do you think the Motor City Machine Guns weren't as known as the Lucha Bros?
No, not at all.
So if you don't think they
Penta
weren't
and
as
Phoenix not only bring a wrestling fan base, they bring a Hispanic and Latino fan base. They bring a AAA fan base. They bring in a whole like a worldwide fan base with them. That's way bigger than what Motor City Machine Guns did. And people know them and we're waiting. People have been waiting for Phoenix and Penta for like a year
yeah, but
now.
they've only been waiting for Phoenix because the AEW thing.
But they've still been waiting.
And then guess what? Penta came. Because guess what? These guys were in. Let me give you all an example of this. This is how I do my this is how I'm just gonna do my quick eye test. They were in another company and weren't the premier thing. Right? Now WWE has more eyes.
Who,
Yes.
Lucha Bros?
But yeah. People didn't tune.
Honestly, I don't think they cared to be the thing in AEW. They just was wrestling.
No, we can't say they're not doing half-ass jobs in AEW, so they do care. My man was crying tonight. My man was crying. They care, bro. They want to be seen. They want their work to matter.
That's
And guess
not
what?
that you missed my point. I wasn't saying that. I'm just saying I just don't think they cared to be champions in AEW. They were just in AEW because they never had a place in AEW.
But here's my point. If you're telling me that, then that kind of insinuates that most people kind of like, okay, they weren't hot. You know what made them hot all of a sudden? Really, WWE getting them. They marketed Penta, but Penta was almost like an unforeseen thing. So I'm almost happy they didn't come as a tag team because they might have ended up like MG Motor City. We'll never know because that's not how it happened, but it could have. But Penta came over solo. Penta, we're gonna get Penta. We're gonna get Penta. Penta came over. They WWE revamped his entrance. My man entrance is mega, and his matches didn't disappoint as a single. Ray Phoenix finally get him. They do the same. I wouldn't want to throw him in the tag team division right now when you're still trying to figure that out because it's just not enough. Now, can they have great matches and shit that'll be like the best match on the card? Yes. Yes. But your tag team division sucks, bro. You know what I mean?
I don't think it sucks. We just don't see the tag team, and the champions aren't being good champions. Like the War Raiders aren't good champions, and I love the War Raiders. I love the War Raiders. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm a War Raider. I like what they do in the ring. They need a refresh of the gimmick, and then not. You don't see them. You don't even see the champions.
I think to add to what you said,
I don't think I've seen the Street Profits since they won the titles.
Well, they
it's like WWE say, okay, you won the championship, now go home.
I think they need to combine like the women, one belt for all 3 shows since it's tag teams, because there's not enough tag. Then that'll help you have one definitive. Because now Motor City can go against the War Raiders. The Judgment Day tag teams can go against the Street Profits. You know what I'm saying? Pretty deadly. And now you got a decent tag team division. Then you could bring the Lucha Bros. But you can't. The Lucha Bros on one show or the other wouldn't be good. Wouldn't be good. And Fraxium, totally agree, Vinny. We've been saying this for a minute. They need to come up. The Gallus need to come up. They could have had what was it?
Chase U should have been called up.
Yeah, Chase U should have been
last
up there.
year.
All your tag teams is in NXT that could spice this up.
MSK, and then the Rascals, or whatever you want to call them.
Right. That here, and then you bring the Lucha Bros there. That might cook. One tag team belt, all 3 shows, just like the women, and whoever's the champion got to put in some work, and that's it. Sells itself. I would say yes to the Lucha Bros on that, but not
NXT has always had good tag teams. That's the thing. I think you get booked the tag. It's rare that an NXT talent really goes over well in the main roster. The last tag team that really went over well was Enzo and Cass.
And they was cooking when they got on that main roster for a minute.
And they messed themselves up.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it, brother.
American Alpha, Jason Jordan and Chad Gable, but Jason Jordan got hurt. It was cool seeing Jason Jordan on TV last week running out there. That's a what if for me. That's a big what if for me. What if Jason Jordan never got hurt? But yeah, American Alpha, they were good. They were getting over, and Jason Jordan got hurt, right? Even Undisputed Era, they never made it to the main roster. Fish, O'Reilly, Adam Cole, they never. Keith Lee and Dijak never made it over. It's just weird, but like I said, Enzo and Cass, they had it, and they gave it away. Allegedly, I don't know.
No, that's a crazy one because they
would have still been relevant to this day, I believe.
Yeah, I think they're one of those acts that you can break them up and bring them back, and it works.
That's a little bit of what I get from Jey Uso. Like the entrance is like they had it was a made thing, man. Like I just hate that it ended the way it did.
Right.
So
You talked about Jason Jordan getting injured, bro. There was another wrestler tonight that announced an injury, and his name is Kevin Owens.
Is it a work?
Um, I don't think so. So I've been seeing this for about 2 weeks. That first they were saying somebody's hurt. WrestleMania is going to change, and I don't think they would want to change WrestleMania card. Maybe like one of their regular card, but I don't think WrestleMania is a card they want to, especially for Randy Orton. Now Randy Orton's stuck with nothing to do, as it seems. Randy Orton's a big name to waste, so you got to give him something. I seen in the comments, someone said Sami Zayn should have ran out. They said let Randy Orton punk kick Orton or KO. Sammy come out like, oh my brother, why did you do that? And then let Randy go against Sammy. But that didn't happen. Nobody came out. Nick Aldis took a RKO from Randy Orton because Randy Orton wasn't feeling the fact that now he ain't got no WrestleMania opponent. I don't think it's a work, brother. I think Kevin Owens has been putting in some good work.
That
All his
means he's
matches with
been
Cody.
wrestled injured, which is something I have an issue with wrestlers doing. We saw Seth Rollins damn near one leg in WrestleMania last year. And that's the thing I don't get when you have like a Saraya or you have a Daniel Bryan, wrestlers who can't get cleared, but then you have wrestlers you knowingly let wrestle injured.
Oh, that. Let me sip some more of that tea, brother.
It's a weird
That
thing.
is a conversation I've never even thought of. My brain never even processed in that
It's like the
direction.
NFL. I know guys played in the NFL. My brother-in-law played 12 years, retired. And it's things that happen in the NFL that, like, you might get hurt in the game. They'll give you a shot to continue to play to where you don't feel nothing. We'll address the injury after the game. But if you get a cold and go take some NyQuil, you might fail a drug test. So it's that thing, bro. It's like you won't clear somebody, but then you'll let somebody knowingly wrestle injured or hurt. So which is it? Which is it? Like I'm saying? So I don't need the ISO. I'm just saying. I just
Hey,
think
I
that's
gotta
a part.
call this one on Archie.
That's
Goddamn
a
it! This
part
this
of
is
the
the
game
gospel
that
right here.
people don't talk about. And it's bad because these are people's lives on the line. This is health on the line. Think about who couldn't get cleared. We lost Edge to injury, Daniel Bryan to injury, Saraya,
God damn.
Jason Jordan, my man
Woo.
Tyson Kidd, and the list goes on and on and on. But you have people popping shoulders back in place, continuing matches, getting knocked out in the middle of matches. I just watched Cena and Miz from Mania 27. I was there rewatching it. Miz was knocked out to the end of the match. It's one of those things. If something happens in a match, cool. But if you knowingly let somebody wrestle hurt, that's really irresponsible, and that's just poor decision making. Because in the long run, it's going to only hurt the person more, right? So I don't know. It's kind of another conversation for another day because then you have guys leaving the company and go get cleared somewhere else. I never understood it. A medical clearance here should be the same as a medical clearance there, but apparently is different. I don't know, but hey, that's my rant. I'm the Archie Carter. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Good brother. Good brother. Lee. Yeah, bro. I can't follow that up. Only thing I can say is what are we doing about Randy Orton? Does it get do we keep him off the card? And I feel like if you do that, that's BS.
Kevin
There's too many
Owens,
wrestlers.
bro, if he's hurt,
Oh, look
like
look who heard that TED talk. He done pulled up.
if
He
if
done
if, if,
pulled
if
up. He
Kevin
heard that.
Owens is really hurt and they know he's been hurt for months, that match with Sami Zayn shouldn't have happened. That match with Cody shouldn't have happened.
I think that's probably where it did happen.
The injury,
Ooh. Yeah,
yeah, because
remember
Kevin
that
Owens
ladder?
he's been putting his body on the line, and maybe he knew he was going out for a while, and he's wanted to let it, give it everything he got, but you know, I don't know.
Applause for Archie, brother.
I just hate
He,
when I see. I think about Jason Jordan. I hate when I think about the what ifs athletes. because my childhood brings me back to like Grant Hill, right? It brings me back to Penny Hardaway, like people that was like could have Bo Jackson, like, and then wrestlers. I mean, Bret Hart. Bret Hart still has something to give us. Injuries, so, but you know, I don't know. It's Friday night. We ain't trying to take them to church, but sometimes you got to be real with yourself about what you talking about and dealing with. Cause me, I ain't going to work hurt or sick.
Damaj, what you felt about SmackDown tonight? What was your overall just score or good, bad? How you
Gilbert
felt?
Arenas, Derrick Rose, yeah, man. It's injuries, man. It's just a weird thing. Kamaj ain't watched SmackDown. He was packing for WrestleMania. He don't care about this.
Nah, I saw the show. I was late doing other personal matters, but I thought
Yeah,
SmackDown
That's
was
what I'm
cool.
talking about, Damaj. Doing them personal matters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah, I gave SmackDown like a 7.5 tonight. It wasn't a bad show.
Okay. Wasn't a bad show. I like that.
So we got what, two official weeks to Mania, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got 2 more Raws and 2 more SmackDowns.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is that true?
Yeah, we do.
Next week, then the week after.
You're right. Yep. 1, 2. And that's it. 1, 2. Yep. I feel like yep, you're right. 2 and 2. 2 and 2, and we got some nah, we didn't even get there, Vinny. We about to
Hey,
swing
what
that
was
way
Gilbert
though.
Arenas' injury? It was a knee, right?
It was a gun.
Hey, Ja Morant, chill out. Gilbert Arenas was Steph Curry before Steph Curry. If you don't know how ill Gilbert Arenas was, go to YouTube and Agent got busy.
Yeah. Speaking of people getting busy, that was funny though. I ain't gonna hold you. Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair.
Gilbert Arenas caught it straight. That's cold. Cold-blooded.
Cold-blooded. And on that one, we going.
Hey. Sip.
Yo, who is Kaiser? I need some updates, y'all. Who is Kaiser? Why is he in Charlotte Flair's DMs? Charlotte Flair, I don't care what no one says about her. Charlotte Flair still be taking care of her personal matters. People is in her DMs. Let's talk about it. Who is Kaiser? Because I'm about to Google it. I don't know. I don't know the backs. Oh, Mike McCullough. Ludwig Kaiser. Oh, Ludwig.
Yeah, Ludwig.
It all makes sense.
Oh, I thought you was that's Tip. That's he on Tiffy time.
Oh, Charlotte
they're a
wrong
real
for
life
this
couple.
shit.
Yeah. You didn't know
Charlotte
that.
wrong for this shit. Yo, you know what? I gotta say this.
Charlotte Flair just recently did an interview and said this is the most human I've ever heard her talk. And she said she was talking about her divorce with Andrade, how she felt like a failure with that and that the world got to see it. And she started thinking about her dad and his track record. And Charlotte Flair been Ash, that's what I call it, Ashley. That's what I know Ash from Charlotte. If you look, let me tell y'all something. Back in the day, before Charlotte Flair was Charlotte Flair, it was some epic house parties going down in the city of Charlotte, North Carolina at the Flair residency. And if you know, you know. I ain't saying too much more. But before there was a Project X, it was a Project X. And I was there.
Yo, so Charlotte has been married, 3 times? So I'm saying this because Tiffany said you're 0-3. You're going to be just like, when it's all said and done, you're going to be just like you are outside the ring, which is a bar, because when you get married, you get a ring, right? But she was talking about in the
another
ring.
straight.
But she's talking about the ring, and she said you're gonna be 0-3, which prompted Charlotte when the girl is walking away, bro. Someone gonna catch a real receipt at WrestleMania, bro. I'm tapped into this shit
We
all
saw
the way.
her and Nia Jax fight in the ring. So,
Bro, it might be that. Charlotte's been known to get busy. And I don't know if Tiffany's face can handle that. I don't know, bro. All that pretty Tiffy with the pretty in pink.
where
Yo,
Tiffany
Charlotte,
from? We know where she from. What city she from?
she from the Show Me State. And I don't know if that's for real. I'm just saying that. She showed some shit tonight. That was a DNA type of bar. That was a battle rap.
They
That was a
needed
Don
something
Don
because they were
DeMarco.
getting a little cold. They needed something.
Instant heater, brother. I mean, at least for me, once you put that Cox, I'm like, Kaiser, I didn't know it was Ludwig. I didn't know they was together. I didn't know those type of things was happening. I just, what I'm
What kind of
saying?
things was happening in HP?
Them personal matters. Gamage, tell them about the personal matters. You know what I'm saying? That's a little tongue in cheek. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah,
that
some
type of shit.
tongues and cheeks
So
was involved. I tell you that.
tongues and cheeks was involved. That's crazy. Why that 0-3 bar? You
That's
gonna be
hard.
alone?
Yeah.
To
That's
me, that's
hard.
like,
That's hard.
why would you say that in front of all these people?
I got a question, man. How
And I've
far
been
is too
divorced
far?
twice, so that shit hurt.
How
Tiffy.
far is too far? Like, should we? It's certain wrestling storylines I didn't like because they took the real life and made it a thing. When Jeff Hardy was drinking and they made him a drunk, I ain't like that. When Animal and Hawk was having their problems, I ain't like that. But do we like when they get a little messy like that?
You talking about when Animal climbed up the tight?
Come on, man. Well, come on, man. That's not. I was trying to speed by. I ain't like it. Then
Yo, Dries, I think it was Dries went up there or somebody went up there to go get him. They like pushed him off the back. It was like, yo, Animal was in the ring. Don't jump hard.
Road Warriors,
Jump hard.
man. Road Warriors.
How
man.
you drunk and climb up the Titan? That's some next level
Rest
shit.
in peace to the Road Warriors. But because I never liked the Matt Hardy Edge thing because they had beef.
Yeah, that was wild. Seth Rollins had one with Matt Riddle too. If you remember, he had that. You want to talk about?
Yeah, they went crazy. They went crazy with
crazy.
each other.
I think there is a line of too far. I do, because you're real life. I don't know if you went to hurt me on purpose. That apology shit, and there's a lot of little things wrestlers can do. Like if you're gonna body slam somebody, like a belly to belly slam, right? Belly to belly slam should be smooth executed. If I make a fist to belly slam you, and you land on my fist, it's gonna mess your back up. I heard Randy Orton talking about that. Like those are little things. He said, "Don't let people apologize you for hurting you on purpose or something like that, because they'll do little."
That's why I liked the Cena promo so much. The recent one with Cody. He was talking to Cody about Cody. It wasn't about Cody mentioned, his fam, like all that other stuff. Yeah, Cena was talking to you about you, and it was effective. So, but yeah, it can get a little messy, man. You take them real life stories out, and that's how you get Dominic on the pole, man.
Dominic on Gamage. What you think about hearing about them family matters?
I mean, when it gets too personal, I've never really been a fan of that. But I more so don't like it when they if it was somebody who died and they brought up a death, that would bother me more. But
I hate that too.
I never liked it. But apparently, if they said it, they got to be okay with it.
You met Tiffany Stratton, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I met both of them.
What you snickering and giggling for? Kaiser?
I met both of them.
Okay, you met both of them.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you a question that inquiring minds want to know that it feel like only you can answer.
Oh, shit.
Because you have no bias, right?
ISO on Gamage.
I saw Gamage. Bet. We gotta get this. Oh shit, where everybody go? I clicked the wrong button. I bet Gamage. Because hopefully you had some skin in the game, if you know what I mean, brother. But if you were next to both of them, can you tell the Attitude Era podcast which one smelled better? Which
Oh.
one would you rather? Which one was Charlotte the better? Like, oh, shit, I need to get a hug, or was it Tiffany? Like, I hope she hugged me. Which one was Gamage? And Gamage had to make a choice based off the smell of that.
I'm gonna probably go with. I think Charlotte Flair probably smells amazing, just based on the high fashion clothes she wears. I think she's probably maybe a perfume snob. Like, I think,
Bro,
I don't know.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm with Archie. I think them 3 divorces. That one thing
Oh,
about a woman that gets older. I'm not trying to even be funny. You know what I'm saying?
why
'Cause
you
I've been with older
gotta?
women. I've been with
Damn,
older women, and
man.
you see, I got a couple of grays. When you get experience, what Thanos told Loki, and she was like,
Then I got to
you didn't
follow up after
succeed,
he answered this because I saw him in the middle of Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair one time too.
and
So we
and
gonna.
and and Loki told them experience is experience. And I say like this: Charlotte done been divorced. She knows. I mean, she definitely knows how to get a man, right? Now, keeping him might not be her avenue, but maybe it wasn't on her. It might have been on the other person. We don't know. But what did that smell like?
I'm gonna say this first. Both ladies smelled amazing. I will get that out the way.
Okay.
But I'm gonna
Very
go
good
by
PR answer.
yeah. But if I'm gonna go by who had something that stood out the most, it got to be
Mhm.
Charlotte.
Charlotte for the win. That's my WrestleMania pick. That's my WrestleMania pick. God damn it, Gamage, I'm going off a smell. And Gamage
You
said,
just unlocked a core memory for me, HP. You said what it smelled like. You took me back to me being in high school, watching the Wayans brothers, Conan O'Brien, then Extra, falling asleep, waking up to BET Uncut being on the TV, and that song, Tell Me What That Thing Smelled Like, playing on
whoa,
TV. Shout out
BET
to
Uncut.
everybody that grew up and know about BET Uncut.
Great time to be alive. Miss Awesome Saucy, she said she also Team Charlotte. I think the old gotta put the new dog down, and I'm gonna go off the smell. I think that
I
personal
got
shit today made
Tiffany
me
winning
draw.
that match, man. I got Tiffany winning.
You got Tiffany?
You know,
Well, guess what? At the end of the
I've been on Tiffy time since Tiffy time.
you have. You
Yeah,
have.
I've been riding with
But at the
Strat.
end of the day, Charlotte wins. Charlotte say Kaiser is in her DMs, which that means that's gonna get addressed backstage. That might lead to a fist fight, a cat fight, if you will. We might see one of them on Pop the Balloon after
What if
this.
he? What if he wasn't? He's like, oh, what she said me for? Kaiser somewhere. Where he from? Where Kaiser from? He's from where Gunther's from, right?
I assume.
He's
But
somewhere
they
eating
also
watercress
they
sandwiches and minding his business.
bro, they also told me Razor Ramon was Cuban.
He's straight out of
Motherfucker was
Germany.
from Baltimore, bro.
Yeah, he from
White
Germany.
male.
He over here at the Wiener Schnitzel chilling. You know what I'm saying? And now you gonna bring me up like
not the Wiener Schnitzel.
The Wiener Schnitzel. What you know about the Wiener Schnitzel?
I used to live in Cali. Yeah, Wiener Schnitzel. You know
The
what I'm saying?
Wiener Schnitzel. Hey, you know I'm gonna drop
That
some
is
food in there somewhere. I gotta drop the food in there.
Speaking of people getting dropped, tonight there was a match where it was last man standing. Somebody had to get dropped, where they ain't getting back up. No Wiener Schnitzel. No. And it was Jacob Fatu taking on Braun Strowman. And here's the kicker: the winner is challenging LA Knight for the U.S. title at WrestleMania. That's the stipulation. So we know this match is going on WrestleMania. What y'all thought about this match? Jacob Fatu gets the win. Did we get the right guy? I think we did, you know what I'm saying? But what y'all thoughts?
We definitely got the right guy who won.
We got the right guy, but for the wrong title.
Hmm.
I think Jacob Fatu is past being a U.S. champion at this point. I would at least skipped him to Intercontinental Champion right before heavyweight, like so it could be some conversations. But I think Jacob is past U.S. title.
I mean,
I
but
think for you,
US is equivalent to the IC for SmackDown. If he was on Raw, then yeah.
Nah, I don't care about the equivalency. I want Jacob. He's already won a tag title. But he gonna win the US, we're gonna be a triple crown champion in WWE. I just think his talent, his aura is definitely. When you think Intercontinental champions, who you think?
I think Shawn Michaels. I think Bret Hart, Mr. Perfect. I think Chris Jericho. I think Razor Ramon. I
Guess
think
what you
greats.
just
I think
said?
legends.
Aura, talent. That's Jacob Fatu, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. I see what you're doing there because the US Championship, even though it's the equivalent, it don't have the history like
And then
the
give him a
US.
red strap. Warrior did it. Red
No, he
strap.
definitely got to, yeah, add his own flavor to it. The Samoan werewolf. But that IC title is
Or
for
give it
Penta.
a strap with some kind of, some kind of little texture on it, little werewolf fur or something. I don't know where you find a werewolf at, but I'm sure they're out there.
Yeah, they just gotta be creative with that.
Yeah, I just think
I
he's
think you on
past
something.
U.S. title. That's all. You know what I'm saying?
I think they need to bring back Night of Champions and do what they did for Crown Jewel and call Crown Jewel Night of Champions. And Crown Jewel should have every champion take on its rival or sister company's champion equivalent. You know what I'm saying? That's the card. So the whole night, it's like, damn, World Heavyweight Champion versus WWE Champion, men and women's. You got Intercontinental titles you could do that with, US titles you could do that with, men and women's. So I just think they should do that because when you say the IC title is for Penta, I need, even though it's happened on another league, I need Penta with the belt going against Jacob Fatu with the belt, and I have no idea who wins that because I'm
My
like,
only
shit.
fear for Penta is I think people are going to have an interest in him whether he has a title or not. So he might not get a title, right?
I
That's
mean,
that weird area that some wrestlers fall into. People gonna love them no matter what they do. Might never be champion. HP, you got a whole show about it. It's called Near Fall. People
near
who never
fall.
won the big one or became
Snake
champion.
Roberts never won
Yeah.
any gold in the WWE. As illustrious as his career is,
Think
not a
about that.
single title,
Think
not
about that.
any title,
Jake the Snake
not a single title.
and some
They put a
wrestlers.
tag on that man, Intercontinental World. He came around at the time. He came back and made a comeback during the European. Nothing. You get no belts, bro. Even his tights ain't even have a belt. Them bitches were they just pulled up with a string.
Had
That's it.
drawstring.
A drawstring. You don't get no belt, bro.
Yeah, so
None.
it's wrestlers that fall into that scary place of we gonna like you no matter what. And Penta's so over, it's just gonna be a thing where people not even gonna want him to have titles if he keep giving them highlights in matches.
Mm.
He's just gonna be entertaining, and that's it. That's my fear for Penta. I don't want that to happen, but we've seen that a lot with a lot of the Hispanic, Mexican luchadors type wrestlers. They're so exciting, and we just see the show that the title it becomes really secondary. Would Penta be a
Yeah,
great
that's
champ?
sad.
Absolutely. That shit will make the news around the world.
The what?
If
Penta
Penta
versus.
won gold in WWE. He's gonna be on the
Oh,
front page of the newspapers in all the countries.
it's official, ladies and gentlemen. I think they're setting that up for him versus Solo. I hope LA Knight does not walk out with that belt because he's good chasing, and LA Knight is starting to raise his stock a little bit. Because if he loses it, he chases. He's looking to become a 3-time U.S. champ. Jacob wins. He has
Jacob
a rematch.
loses with Solo's interference. I'm okay with. Jacob losing clean to LA Knight.
I'm not okay
No,
with it.
solo interference it should be the only reason Jacob loses.
Jacob should not lose his first WrestleMania match.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, and I definitely think that damn. Matter of fact, LA Knight won his because last year he went against AJ Styles and won at WrestleMania. So let that sink in.
And did Shinsuke go back to wherever he was, doing whatever he was doing?
Nothing. He just mysteriously vanished off the card.
He went back to the catering spot, bro. That's what happened.
Bro, that's sad, bro. And this is why I
Kamaz
see
just
that
sent
all over the
Shinsuke
place.
Nakamura to catering. And guess what? When Shinsuke Nakamura came to WWE, he was the biggest wrestler in Japan, maybe the world. Shinsuke Nakamura is a legend, 2-3 times over. And Kamaz said he's in catering.
It's
That's what he
unfortunate.
said. That's what he said, HP. We're recording this. We can always watch it back.
I mean, where else he at? Because he ain't on TV.
I think Shinsuke might be toward the end of his wrestling career, and he's just chilling.
I hate that. How old is Shinsuke? You know what I mean? Like, if we're
I
talking
read a
about that,
while back he likes the management, that the time management he gets to wrestling. He's happy living where he lives, and he's okay with everything. So if he's
oh,
okay
okay,
with
so
it,
This kid's
okay,
45.
he what?
he's 45.
He's 45.
Holy shit, that brother look good, brother. Okay, well, you know, hey, he enjoys catering.
I'm not cheersing to Shinsuke Nakamura being in catering. Is Asuka ever coming back? Speaking of catering,
Is who? Asuka?
Asuka.
She's supposed
And
to
all
be,
you
but there's
freaky
no time
wrestling
for her.
fans, y'all gotta control y'all horny
What
a
type
little
of
bit.
injury she got?
Y'all harassing Asuka at the airport. Y'all sending stuff to Rhea Ripley house. Gotta chill, bro.
These some bugged out fans. Thank God they're not our podcast fans. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, we got the realest, the chillest, and the coolest podcast fans in the world. You heard? Shout out to the Mid Southwest, my guy Polo. We know Hills. It's always Hills over here. Hills over everything. HOE. Hills over everything. We some
Yeah.
hoes.
Y'all some
HOE.
hoes. Y'all some hoes.
Yeah, Oscar had a
There's some
knee injury.
hoes in this house.
You're gonna have to add Gamage to that list. Gamage
Nah,
said he taking care of personal
Gamage
matter.
is that's red carpet Gamage right there. He always on the red
Miss
carpet.
Miss
You know what I'm
Awesome
saying?
Saucy. What type of injury does she have? Because she's been going for well over a solid year.
Kyrie been going. Kyrie's saying like I don't know.
Now, Kyrie Sane was her arm.
Didn't Kyrie come back?
She signed. Yeah, she just came back and they switched her from being heels to faces, and it's just weird.
But Asuka's been going.
Asuka's been going.
Fuck.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was a bad
Like
knee
I seen
injury.
what they took her knee. They took her knee off. Like
Oh
you
no, I
can
wouldn't
get
be
new knees,
surprised.
brother.
I wouldn't be surprised if ACL was involved also.
He said they growing her a new knee in the laboratory.
Bro, that it's got to be more to it. She might have complications though. Everybody who get injured though. I mean, I always speak like as if it's because wrestlers are so good at coming back. You know, when you see NBA players, they take the max time
But
to
that's
come back.
hard.
Like
Like I said, Kenny Omega says that his last injury was kind of like some bio sickness, but he said if it's another injury to where he has to rehab it, he's going to retire because rehab is hard. He said that rehab to come back, then to get in ring shape and stay in ring shape and perform, to get hurt again, he said it's hard. We mentioned Shinsuke is 45. Asuka's, she's not a spring chicken.
no spring chicken. Yeah,
And you
yeah,
got to think, she's been wrestling for a very long time.
Yeah.
yeah. You're right. You're right. She might have hella
So an injury
complications.
to her is a little bit different than somebody who can probably bounce back, recover quickly, and then the rehab part. The rehab is I had to rehab an injury. I told my MCL I had to rehab an injury. So it's last time I played football. So
and just to put it out there, she's 43. She'll be 44 later this year.
Yeah, you know what's funny with wrestlers? It's almost like it's timeless to you.
she's probably been wrestling 25
24
years.
years.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah. So it's time like John Cena was timeless till you seen the ball spot. You know what I mean? Like from
The
the moment
Rock
he
with
was
the gray beard. I never
rushing.
thought I would see The Rock with a gray beard.
Right, right. That's when you know The Rock is like you're old. But up to the gray beard, I'm like, oh, The Rock's in great shape. You don't speak on the age. It's like, oh, The Rock's in great shape. The Rock's in great shape. The Rock's in great shape. Then The Rock comes out with a gray beard. Like, oh, The Rock is old.
The Rock came out
Like, bro,
with a
you ain't
gray
know
beard and
he
he
was
was
world
drunk.
champion in '99.
Yeah, the gray beard and he was drunk. He looked like my uncle at the cookout.
Yeah. So when you talk about a guy who was champion in 1999, and you
Bro,
see him wrestling
the
in
thing is, when you say
2024,
1999, you think, oh shit, that was a little while ago. That was 26 years ago.
26. That's even if he wrestled that day at
That's like
18
saying
years old, he
2000.
was
Like I don't think we realize how much time has passed.
Yeah.
no. No. And not if you're an 80s, early 90s kind of guy. You really don't until you see you always just think everybody is whatever until you see the age. Until
But
Roman Reigns
that's like
is
you, right? You, me, Gamaj, anybody watching this, you might feel great one day till you bump your head or stub your toe or hit your knee, or you got something that would have healed in 3 days. You looking at it 2 months later, like, hold up.
yeah, facts.
I might need to go to the
Facts.
doctor.
I'm definitely at that point right now in my life. And it's when I stopped boxing, like official, like I was still messing with it. But where I was like, I ain't doing nothing with it was when I broke my toe doing it at a gym that also did MMA. And you know how I broke my toe or toes? Just a routine move. I just was
Bro, when
moving
you
and my
get
toes got
older, you get hurt doing stupid shit.
yeah. I mean
You
the
might be
routine move
checking the mailbox and
just
tear
be
your damn
turning.
rotator cuff.
Boom.
You reach to get your food out the drive-thru at McDonald's and you tear your damn pec. You're looking like Cody Rhodes the next morning. You do stupid
and it's
shit and
hard
you
to come back.
get hurt. When you young, you get hit by a car and get right up.
Damn.
You could jump out a window. You do all kinds of flip off a house. Just do stupid shit.
Yeah, look at McFoley.
We used to
McFoley was
play
jumping off the
football
roof.
in the street.
Dog. That was normal. Every winter. That shit would snow. We'd be like, yo, chill out, car coming. Hold up. Come on, hurry up. You be mad at them. Hurry up. They trying to be
Bro, we
safe
didn't
and shit.
when you was young, you didn't wear no jacket outside. You thought you was invincible. Now I need 2 blankets. I walk around the house with a blanket on, like I'm Ric Flair coming to the ring. Fam, when you get older, shit change. And you get hurt
Oh
doing
my
you.
god.
If I bite a
Yep.
Dorito the wrong way, I might not go to work tomorrow. I need to see how much PTO I got.
Dog. It's that and Miss Sauce, yes, Rock is Unk status. Like Rock
Rock
Rock and
big
Shannon Sharp. I didn't realize it until he was drinking Terramana with Cody. Like, that's when I was like, damn, Rock, you old. You know?
Rock don't
I'm
know how
going
to
to my
count on
20.
his fingers. He's so old. He like,
You know what's crazy? I was you know why I know he old when he missed his face on a throat slash. You know a throat slash is this. My man was all up in his face
he
like the
tried to give him
Joker.
the
Like, what is
Joker,
he?
the Glasgow kiss. That's what they called it.
I'm like, yo, how you fuck that up, bro? He
Yeah,
count
bro.
weird.
You
He be
get
like
older,
one,
man. You I
two,
was climbing down the ladder tonight,
one,
missed the
two,
rung.
three.
Almost didn't
He
make this
counts like
slide.
when you used to be in first grade, you used to be like 1, 2, 3. Rock be like 1, 2, 3. Like, we're your
Jerry, when you
first two
broke your
fingers.
hip as a kid, how long did it take you to recover?
4 months.
Imagine you breaking your hip now.
I'm not recovering. You'll see me just like this, Professor. You wouldn't even know that.
He said, "Get the wheelchair."
You like, oh, he just sitting down. No, I'm always sitting down, brother.
He said, "I'm not recovering." Hey, that's how it
Bro,
be, bro.
I can't go through that rehab again. Because they gotta teach me, bro. First of all, what's the longest you went without walking? When you don't go walking 4 months and when
And that
my
was my
hip
issue
this
with my
size,
MCL. I had to learn all that again, man. I know, man. Shout out
yeah,
to
I'm
the
not
big homie
and I was
Polo.
14.
The big homie Polo, he nursing the injury right now. We was on the phone chopping it up, and he was telling me about hooping and how that's affecting him. But yeah, when you get older, bro, like I said, you eat the wrong thing. You down for a couple of days. So imagine being 45, getting a knee injury, then getting surgery, trying to stay in shape, then getting in ring shape to come back.
Hey, imagine still doing moonsaults.
We
Like,
saw what
remember,
happened to AJ Styles.
hey,
Yeah.
when I was a kid, I used to do backflips, cartwheels, all that. Ask me to do one tomorrow, bro. I'll break my neck.
We're gonna be like, to donate to the GoFundMe to help HP with his surgery. Hit me up on. I'm gonna have to make a GoFundMe. Get my boy out the hospital.
I don't even go fund me for that. Go fund, bro. Just
Jerry said, if
what
I
up,
break my
Archie?
hip, I'm not recovering. That's
I'm not. It's
that's why
done.
it took
We're done
Jay
here.
Cargill so long to come back.
I will, bro. I'll be a hood ass Professor X. I'll be walking around here.
You're gonna be Professor Malcolm X. Professor DMX. Cause you damn sure gonna be in a wheelchair with some Timbs on. Professor DMX. All right,
Absolutely,
Chad, I
y'all
think
already
this is where
know.
we gotta get off the bus. Yeah, man, that's funny, bro. But yeah, shout out to everybody, man.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
Ray Mysterio still out there kicking it, Vinny. Hey, Ray. Ray needs
I
to
don't know
chill.
why. I don't know if it's a money thing. I don't know if he just really loves the sport. I don't know if he wants to. WWE ain't putting no titles on him.
Some people just do the thing till they can't do the thing no more. He still can perform at a high level though.
Yeah.
I just don't like to see
Mm-hmm.
him taking all the L's he takes.
Yeah. That's how him and AJ are. Even AJ said until he feels like I can't do what I'm doing normally anymore, then that's it. I'm done.
Yeah, but as a fan, well, I'd rather see them do it in WWE and not be over across the street jumping off cages like Edge. That's just stupid.
Yeah.
Facts.
And I like the way Sting did it. Sting went out on his own terms and his own way. And that's what I say. I know Triple H always got that itch because he didn't get to go out on his shield with that last run. He just had to stop. So Daniel Bryan, I think he's retiring after this year too, if I'm not mistaken. Hell, Swerve Strickland said he only got 5 more years left, then he's done with wrestling. So
Yeah, he keep landing on glass and putting syringes in his face.
we might start seeing a lot of wrestlers start getting out the game younger and younger. We ain't gonna see these long.
Well, they're getting paid more and more. They're getting paid numbers that we haven't seen before. You know, just to bring up Shawn Michaels, when he left the company in '98, he was making $750,000, and he was a year. And you put that in perspective.
In '98, that was crazy money.
That was crazy
That's
money.
when the dollar was worth.
And you look at what the salaries are for guys like Roman and Reigns and Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. Even Rhea Ripley getting $6 million a year. She's more on the low end of those high upper echelons. Roman, I think, was at 12 or 15 million. He was somewhere in that range, and he was the leader of that. That's why he made that comment to Seth, like, I make 2 to 3 times what you make too. Is the workhorse got to walk? Remember that whole promo? He wasn't bullshit. He Seth still makes like a bag. Seth gets like 9 million. Him and Cody are like right in the same area. But Shawn Michaels, and he was, think about how Shawn Michaels was in
750
'98.
million in '98 probably was equivalent to like 4 million today.
4 or 5 million. Yeah, I would think so. I would definitely think so.
That ain't no.
Ain't nothing to sneeze at. Ain't nothing to sneeze at.
And think what
I
you could have bought in '98 versus what you can't buy now. Houses, you know what I'm saying? Cars, like that's. I think I would rather have 750,000 in '98
in
than
'98.
10 million now.
Yeah, because the value of things was better. I definitely agree with you. You're overpriced now, like to the point where everything is so expensive,
And you're going to be buying that thing again in 10 years. When you bought it in '98, you ain't buying no more. Yeah. So
like a BMW. Like think about this. Everyone's got Maseratis now. You see them all the time. At least where I'm at. It's not a thing anymore. I seen a motherfucker pull up
You got flex
at
on
the
us.
gas station. Oh, motherfucker pull up with a Maserati. Now I'm in my car. You know what I'm saying? I got a nice little car. But he pulled up in a Maserati. I said, okay. So I try to be nosy. I go get the little wiper to do my windshields. You know, they ain't need to get done, but I just want to see what kind of gas Nigglet was gonna put in the car, bro. I'm done, bro. This man put
You gotta go premium.
you supposed to go premium.
Yeah.
You see, I called him a Nigglet. He ain't put, bro. All right. Too much information, but whatever. I drive a 2024. I drive a car. I'll say it like that. I won't put my shit out there. I just thought about it. Like my
Yeah.
car get keyed, hacked, egged. You know what I'm
I saw a
saying?
girl, somebody keyed whore inside her car. Not hoe, H-O-E. They spell W-H-O-R-E, like whore. I'm like, what
Damn.
did you do?
But yo, my man, nah, Vinny, he ain't put diesel. He put 87 in that shit.
Oh no,
Bro,
that
I got a normal car. I got a good car. You know what I'm saying? I put 90. I've only ever. That's why motherfuckers. Can I borrow your car? First of all, I never let people borrow my car. You crazy as hell. Why you gotta borrow my car for? Where your car at?
Craig,
No,
can I borrow your car?
only one person has driven my car because we went somewhere to get drunk, and he was my DD, so he drove. But outside of that, no one's ever driven my car. I don't know. I don't never let people drive me places. They kidnap me. I've been kidnapped before, twice. Shit is
And
not cool.
So
I
you
always
Charlotte Flair out here.
put it like this: if you're not under my insurance, you're not getting behind my wheel. Period. I don't care.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take the 750, bro.
Easy.
Gas used to be like, I remember my mom used to pull up with 80 cents and be like, let me get 80 cents on pump 6.
89, the lowest I ever been seeing gas in my life was like 79 cents, bro.
It was like 50, 60, 70, 80 cents, like somewhere in that range.
79 cents.
Maybe not 40s. It was definitely where you could take less than $1 and get a gallon worth of gas and get some change back. And
I
that's
remember getting change back from my mom, and I know more. Times
I was kidnapped. Well, kidnapped once technically. The other time I did a I did a
all
taxi
right,
cab drive.
HR, you gonna let us go, or we gotta get off, HR? Gamaj is here to monitor us in case y'all know why he here. He here to stun on us with the wrestlers he know and hang out with, and he's here to monitor me and HP.
Oh, speaking of HRs and all that, right? And I don't know how that brought me to this segment. We didn't really talk about Bianca and Naomi. They were announced. It's official. Bianca almost. I mean, not Bianca. I'm sorry, Jade and Naomi. Uh, Jade almost put Naomi out of existence tonight. The refs and all that came in, and Nick Aldis came and announced it. Are we happy with this? Are we sad with this? And Gamash, have you met both wrestlers?
Yes.
I'm gonna have another question for you, good brother.
Mm.
How y'all feel? How y'all feel about this?
We knew it was coming. I just don't like all the back and forth they do on social media, and that makes me not believe that the match is even real.
You don't like the back and forth?
Nah, it's too
I thought
much.
it was
It's
okay.
too much. It's too intentional. Like it's ongoing. It's too much for me.
I can see that.
Yeah,
Gamash, how you feeling?
yeah, it was something I saw happening already. As far as the back and forth on social media, I don't mind it. The main reason why I didn't was because it kind of led to a tease with Jade and Bianca. I don't know if that's going to lead somewhere later on, but if it does, then that's something to look out for. I'm just curious if the match has a stipulation or not.
Right now, it doesn't. I
Well,
don't know if they're
maybe
gonna
I
do
don't
it.
like the back and forth because I'm not a woman, and they catering to their audience. They real catty. You know what I'm saying? They real. They getting that to it. So, but we'll see. WrestleMania 1 week. I'm not excited about the card. The next week I am. So, she loves me not type thing.
She loves me not. Yeah, salute to Naomi and Jade for getting on the card for WrestleMania, not being on a
Naomi being on
Smackdown.
a WrestleMania card is crazy. That's crazy. It's deserved, but that's a good
Nah,
look.
100%. Very, very happy. I actually hope she wins, but I think she wins it does. It just ends the storyline abruptly, and it's nothing left.
Jade cannot lose her WrestleMania singles match.
Yeah, she
She
can't.
I agree with you. I agree with
So
you. However, I would like to see Naomi win, but it's just like the storyline. You hit this woman with a car, bro. But I rock with Naomi. She like, yo, where did Jade come from? You came out of nowhere.
Naomi
Yeah,
hard. I like heel Naomi is one of the better women heels I've seen in a long
This is
time.
the best Naomi's looked since being back on WWE.
right, right.
Only
And
other better heel than her is Nia Jax, and that's just because people hate Nia Jax. And where is Nia Jax?
bro,
Oh
WWE
no, she
storyline writing.
no with Nia, she got injured.
Dragging that wagon.
Yeah, I don't know how
Personal
or
match.
when. It might have been an Elimination Chamber. She got injured. I don't know how though.
I don't know, but
Dragging that
good
wagon.
show. I'm getting excited about it. We got a lot of things happening. WrestleMania is coming. Wale Mania is coming. I think Gamage might be popping up out at the Wale Mania. He will be in Vegas for WrestleMania World. You know, that's the exclusive man right there, man. He be everywhere. So
I see it right now. I'm not gonna put out the source, but it says as per and names a couple of different sources. Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton went off script during their segment tonight, straying far from their original script. This is crazy. So I like it.
Charlotte, what are you doing? Yeah, it's too real. It's too real. Because the thing is, you gonna say something, I'm gonna say something back. That's it. So they probably had to be separated backstage. Because Charlotte was tight.
Oh yes.
Charlotte was tight. Visibly upset. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why they got Roman like this, bro? Who got
Yo,
who
they hit
did
him with the
this?
Yamcha.
I was about to say something very inappropriate.
Bro, they said, Roman, please get up.
Get up! Get up!
Get up!
They had Roman like Ricky from Boys in the Hood. Roman! But y'all got anything before we get up out of here? Chat, it's been real, man. We appreciate y'all tapping in. And Ryan, okay, Polo said he gonna be at Wale Mania. Shout out to y'all need the link. I'm still looking at flights, man. I'm still looking at flights. I got some traveling to do next week. I got an event tomorrow. HP got an event and traveling, so just a little bit of a scheduling conflict. But we gonna have some Attitude Era podcast representation at WrestleMania and Wale Mania, and you could believe that. You heard?
Yeah, and if there's anybody that's there and they bump into me, just say what's up, and we could chill, we could vibe, all of that.
Don't just roll up on
he's
him.
lying
Let
to
him know
y'all.
so he could
Maj going out
tap
there.
the security on the shoulder so y'all don't get put down.
Maj going out there to handle personal matters, y'all. Y'all heard it first. My man goes to Vegas. What happens in
Gamage
Vegas?
just left Vegas. Now he going back. In Vegas, Gamage. I ain't mad at it. Hey, live your life.
Business,
Hopefully
man.
you are living your life. Hopefully you had a good week. You got anything before we get out of here, Gamage? ISO on Gamage if you got something, man.
Oh yeah.
What you got, Gamage?
Nothing going on. I'm just trying to get these Vegas plans together. I gotta finish packing actually, so see where I go from there.
Hey, Wale Mania here be in the building. WrestleMania World here be in the building. ISO on me, HP. Let the people know what's going on. D. Archie Carter, yo, I just did an interview with the Indies with my girl Gabby. She is the other backstage and correspondent with me at Pro Wrestling 225. I did the interview with the Indies today, so check that out. Shout out to Gabby. Shout out to Pro Wrestling 225 and all that. And if you haven't, stream Good Karma by D. Archie Carter out now on all streaming platforms. And if you got anything going on, you want us to check out music, videos, clothing line, whatever, hit me up on Instagram at the Archie Carter. I will definitely check it out and get back to you. Plus, me and HP been cooking. We got some other things on the way, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Appreciate y'all rocking with us. HP, ISO on you. Let the people know what's going on with you and what's
Sure.
happening on Hall Pre's Universe.
Yes, sir. This Sunday, Hall Prison Universe live at 9 p.m. You know, I do the From. It's a breakdown of it's a rewatch with a breakdown. Starting next week. I'm trying to start it this week, but starting next week, it's a big 128 movie tournament of Black excellence. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna do it in February, but nah, I just couldn't get it all the way it needed to be. But 128 tournament. So tap in. The bracket's about to go up this weekend,
I
and
want to
so people
see
can
it.
see it. And once you see it, it is what it is. And it's from 1984. So please don't hit me with no, how come Sidney Poitier, you don't have no black exploitation? 1984, because it's just too much. There's a lot of great movies out there. But
Truck
yeah,
time.
and the movie tournament, man. And check this out though. It's really crazy because the conference, think of it like March Madness, right? Where you gotta come out your conference. Google selected the conference. So if I Google the movie and it says it's a comedy, then that's the bracket you fall in and you gotta come out. So when you think about comedies and black comedy, it is a lot. But
Bro,
when you
that
think
might
about
be the
thriller,
biggest genre of movies that black people have made is comedies.
there's two. There's two. Urban suspense and comedy are
Oh,
like,
that's because everybody in Detroit
Yeah.
got cameras and Tubi these days.
well, shit, nah, don't sleep, because eventually you gotta come out your conference to still go through the brackets. So just think about movies that you've seen that are comedies, whether it's Harlem Nights or Friday or Coming to America or
That's hard.
whatever. You know,
That's hard, bro. That's a.
Yeah.
I need a
that's a hard
bracket. I
accomplishment.
need a bracket. I'm
But
participating.
and when you print your brackets out, if you submit them, we'll have a prize for whoever gets
I'm
the best. But
participating, big dog. I'm in this.
here's how the voting's gonna go. Social medias, Hall Priest Universe only social medias. So if I post it on King HP and you vote on there for some reason, or you tell me something, it does not count. All polls will be on the Hall Priest Universe, whether Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever. But yeah, that's gonna be lit. I think the brackets will be up this weekend, because if not, latest Monday. But I've had a very hard week, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, but we through it. You know what I'm saying? We
It's
get through
all
it, and
good.
it's back to our regular scheduled programming. You know what I mean?
And I'm gonna shout out to the big homie DNA real quick, man. He just, if you didn't see it, he was on the latest episode of Raising Canaan. Yeah, so yeah,
Yes,
he's
sir.
rapping on there, writing on there, acting on there. So shout out to the big homie DNA. And it was announced, I don't know if you saw it, Wale Mania, DNA and the Saga versus Tay Rock and Chess.
DNA is back.
So, we'll see. But that's all we got, man. After our podcast, we will tap in with y'all live Monday because the boys are back in town. The 3 Live crew, you know what it is. I'm the Archie Carter. That's King HP. That's Gamage. We'll see y'all when we see y'all. All right.